Our next speaker is not actually a senior. Usually the banquet is reserved for people who are seniors to perform. But she's sort of a senior because she's a foreign exchange student from Pakistan for this year only. And so unfortunately she won't be back next season, although we would love to have her back so soon. But she's going to write us, right, and keep in touch. Yes. And she did a piece, an original oratory, which is a piece that she writes herself and memorizes it. And what I think is most amazing is that not only did she write it in English, which wasn't her language, but then memorized something that wasn't her language, and then delivered it well and went to sectionals. So I think that's just an amazing accomplishment for being here such a short amount of time. So I'm very honored to have Sher perform her original oratory.
I always wondered, how would it feel if someday I visited Mars and started living there? I used to get this picture of a barren land and facing difficulty, but then I often laughed at my silly imagination. Yet, friends, I am here to tell you firsthand that living on Mars can happen. I came to an alien land when I came to America from Peshawar, a small city in Pakistan, just 5 months ago. I encountered many cultural shocks, but the thing that perplexed me the most was to discover how simple, easy, and common it was for people here to engage in dating with their partners, and that how much Americans were against arranged marriages. And the fact that I am from a country where more than 90% of the marriages are arranged, it made me ask myself, are arranged marriages really that awful and cruel? But it took me no time to get my answer that no, arranged marriages are a choice, and they should not be judged inferior to love marriages. So, if you all can make an attempt to understand my accent today, I will make an attempt to help you understand a part of my culture. In order to properly address this issue of arranged marriages, we must first define it to see whether it is really oppressive. Then, we shall look upon its benefits in comparison to love marriages, and finally come to the point that arranged marriages should not be judged as inferior to love marriages. So then, what is an arranged marriage? An arranged marriage is a marriage arranged by someone other than the persons getting married, avoiding or curtailing the process of courtship. This is the definition of arranged marriage as given in the Oxford English Dictionary. But Maha Khan, a 23-year-old London Muslim woman, says in the New York Times on June 22nd, 2006, that the term is now assisted arranged marriages, and that parents have become much more liberal in the marriage decision. Of course, there still exist forced marriages in the name of arranged marriages. But according to Yunus Samad, a sociology professor at the Bradford University who has studied arranged marriages in the Muslim community, the majority of arranged marriages are those in which children get a say in what they want, and also the support of their parents. An edition of Time magazine on July 9, 2007 says that the parents look for potential partners for their children. Then they ask their child's opinion. If both the partners agree, the decision is made. Yet, if either side vetoes, it is time to consider someone else for them. And thus, the marriage is not enforced, and the decision of all the members is an important part of the marriage decision. Even after explaining the fact that arranged marriages are not enforced, there are still many against arranged marriages. One of the most common questions raised against arranged marriages is that how can you marry someone you don't love? They claim that courtship is necessary before marriage, as it allows partners to have better respect and understanding for each other, whereas this would not be possible in arranged marriages, as the couple does not know each other well. But that is not always the case. Raymond Hull, a Canadian philosopher and lecturer, once said, "All marriages are happy. It is the living together afterwards that causes all the trouble." So Other than that, there is the important component of experience mixed in the marriage decision. The experience of parents. Clarence Day says, information is pretty thin stuff unless mixed with experience. And experience is the domain of parents who want the best for their children. Even in Islam, where arranged marriages are encouraged, the sole purpose for them is to have a happy and successful life. Just as Quran, the Holy Scripture says, we created for you mates, so that you may find rest in them. A marriage is not just a contract between two individuals, but between two families. It affects the life of different family members in different ways. If a couple is happy, their parents are also happy. Yet, if a couple is sad, their parents are usually sad as well. So that is why many people think that having an informed and a collective decision is the best choice for them. A famous example of such type of a marriage is the marriage of Benazir Bhutto, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, as well as a graduate of the Harvard University. To those who had known Benazir at the Harvard University, the idea of Benazir Bhutto having an arranged marriage surprised them, because Benazir was a woman known for driving fast and flashy cars and for being the first woman president of the prestigious Oxford Debating Society. Yet, when it came to marriage, she was glad at having an arranged marriage, and she lived happily with her husband till her death in late 2007. Look at the world statistics. The probability of successful arranged marriages is much higher than the probability of successful love marriages. The USA, where marriages out of love are the rule, may have the world's highest marriage rates, but it also has the world's highest divorce rates. According to a recent survey conducted by the National Health Statistics, the divorce rate in the United States is 43%, whereas in India, where mostly arranged marriages are encouraged, it is only 1%. One of the reasons for such a high divorce rate in the United States is the human instinct of wanting to experience a change. If a person knows the personality of his life partner before the marriage, then most of the times, almost nothing is left after the marriage. That may not always be the case, but that is usually what happens. Whereas in arranged marriages, it is much more adventurous. Every day is a new day. You explore the person steadily and fall in love slowly, but that is mostly long-lasting. Yet, despite the fact that arranged marriages are aimed for a happy life, despite that they're extremely supportive, and despite the fact that arranged marriages allow for the human desire for a change, arranged marriage has been labeled as a defective way to start a new relationship. Perhaps one of the reasons for this is the few instances when arranged marriages did not work out well. Sidney J. Harris says, almost no one is foolish enough to imagine that he automatically deserves success in any field of life. Yet, almost everyone believes that he automatically deserves success in marriage. Success in marriage is not always a destiny. One must strive for it in any case. But blatantly blaming arranged marriages if things do not turn out well is unfair. I will have an arranged marriage, and I hope that Americans will not judge my decision and be open to different cultures and beliefs.